But yeah, let's go on to the running challenge, because it's something that I'm glad I've completed.
Popping up, right?
Yeah, and I'm glad I've completed it before this. So, because I saw you do it, and we'll go into your sort of inspirations for doing it. But mine mainly were just, I'm one of these guys that sees something online, and I'll see someone doing it. They tell me to do it, I just do it. And I think, again, it's like the mentality thing. I see everything as a challenge. So why did you decide to do it?
Ah, man. So I was pretty good about this, actually. I was training for the Joss Naylor Challenge, which starts in Pooley Bridge, sort of the north-eastern part of the Lake District. Would it be that side when I'm looking at the camera now? Anyway,
yeah.
just don't want to point up to the northwest. But yeah, it starts in Pooley Bridge, and you go down sort of to southwest of the Lake District, so you end up near Westwater.
Oh, right.
And it's basically like a 48-mile as straight line as you can get across
country,
all the fells.
Yeah.
And the idea is to try and do it in 18 hours. So I'd set myself up. My friend Jane, actually, she's 56, 57. She's strong as an ox. You'll see on my Instagram and on my YouTube that I do a lot of running with her.
Yeah.
A lot of the videos, footage on those YouTube videos, it's silent because we just get right into our running. But she's a real inspiration because she's obviously approaching 60, and she's crushing half marathons and marathon distance. Like
I mean,
it's nothing.
I think I think there's a lady on your YouTube video where you've run around Bullswater. Is that the same person?
Yeah, that's Jane.
I've seen that video as well, and it's it looks like a really nice run. I'm not an ultra runner, or I'm even a marathon runner, but if I can run those distances for like enjoyment, do you know what I mean? If I'm trying to get a time, that'd kill me, you know.
No. So yeah, the idea is that so the training for that, you start off doing, say, like 6 hours a week running. So you do it in time rather than distance.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm running 6 hours a week, that's fine. And then it goes up to 10 hours, and then it goes up to 15, 20 hours. And I think my maximum was 22 hours in a week, which is a lot of running, right?
Oh, yeah.
But then it's not about the distance. It's like I could do my 4-mile loop, and I could make that take an hour and a half. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're getting the time on your feet. That'd be more of a walk, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I was training and I was building my hours up, and then obviously this virus thing happened, and it was like, right, and then the BMC put this statement out saying don't go to the national parks.
Yeah, I saw that.
And there's people still going, but like I feel I'm a prevalent, is that prevalent the right words? Social media poster. And I think like you can't, and I'm a mountain leader and I need to lead by example. So I was like, right, you're just not going to the Lake District. So I spoke to Jane about it, and we were like, yeah, it's not going to happen. Not now anyway. It'll happen, but not now, not this summer. So then I was kind of like, I had a few days of just, I suppose it's like depression. I was like, all my mountain days that have been booked with my clients, gone.
Yeah.
My Joss Naylor challenge that I've been training for, gone.
Yeah.
And then it took me about 4 days to go, hang on, like you've got a partner, you've got a daughter, you've got a job, like you're healthy, you're fit, get a grip. And then I got back into it, and I was like, right, what can I do? And I was actually at work, and my colleague who I was coming onto shift, I work in youth work as a carer.
Right.
So I'm coming on to shift, and he's coming off. And I said, what have you been up to? And he said, I watched the Nomadic Veteran. He's a YouTuber,
right.
but he does he's ex-army, and I think he's an ex-marine, and he does videos about living in a van, basically. And he said, he's done this challenge. It's called the 4x4x48. And he said, it's absolutely crazy. And I went, that's David Goggins, right?
Sounds like nothing right and when you say 4x4x48.
Yeah, but I knew, so I'd heard David Goggins talk about this before. So I went, that's David Goggins, right? And then he went, I don't know. And then I said to him, I'll have to watch that. And then the next words that came out of my mouth were, in fact, when I come off shift, I'm going to do it. And then I was like, shit, why did I say that?
Yeah.
But I needed it, right? I needed it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you said it because really deep down you wanted to do it. So, have you always been a runner then? Have you always, is that something you've always done? Like, especially like trail running and stuff like that? Because, trail running is a lot harder than normal road running for sure.
It's just different, I think. It's a different discipline. As in, like, if you train with trail running or fell running, and then you try and do a road marathon, you'll find the road really hard, like really hard. But if you're running on the road and you then try and go and run in the fells, you'll find that really hard. I
suppose it's specific.
I don't think. Yeah, it's different. Like the road's flat, right? So your muscles work differently. Fells are undulating, and you've got to use your core a lot more. But yeah, I've found that when I've tried to do road running after I've been fell running a lot, I find it really hard to get used to the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a different discipline. But I haven't always done trail running or fell running. I was a rock climber to start with. So yeah, I was out on the rock a lot, and I was pursuing that as a career. And I stopped that when I had my daughter. Really, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I
used to do a lot of that up in Catterick as well, because there's a lot of crags up around that sort of area, like up at Brimham Rocks and places like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was great up there. When I first got to Catterick after a tour of Afghan, my boss, he was a rock climbing instructor. So every single Wednesday, we used to go out. We used to go to Brimham Rocks or Ilkley or somewhere down in Ripon.
Armscliff.
Yeah, Armscliff. And we'd go all around those places, and he taught me how to lead climb with traditional gear, and then I went and did my rock climbing leader training, and then which is now like a single pitch award. And yeah, I used to take people out as well as a PTI. We used to go and I used to take him whenever we went to Snowdonia. I could take him on like up to six or 10 people on a single pitch crag or something like that. But so I'm in the process of trying to do all that again, really.
Yeah. I loved it. Mine was mainly focused on like indoor climbing, but in my own time I did a lot of lead climbing, a lot of traditional climbing. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of lost the love for it. I think it's because when I had a life, a responsibility of my little daughter, I just started to be like, all right, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And I don't even think it was a thought like that. I think it just kind of, that's the way life went. But I am a mountain leader that I was working. You're always working towards it. So I was working, keeping my qualification going, and I just kind of settled into this really nice life of, okay, I like being out here, just hiking in the mountains. There was something that really, I don't know, it sorted my head out, if you like. And then I started to think, oh, hang on, I could turn this into a challenge. And then it was like, let's start running.
Yeah.
And then, I think I went out with my first proper run, fell run or trail run, was a lad called Rob Tyson. I think he's changed his name now. He's got married and he took his wife's name on. But he took me out and he said, oh, we're going out. It was with a running club in Todmorden. They said, "Oh, come out with us," and we ended up doing a half marathon. I was like, "What?" I was broken, man. But there was something about it that I don't know. It just got me, and I thought, right, this is it. I'm doing this now.
Oh, good job, man. I do enjoy running long distances, but my problem is, because when I was in the army, I used to do a lot of triathlon and cross country and stuff like that, which was always like 5 or 10k. It's just trying to like keep the speed down. You know, it starts to run away with me. I'll do like 2 or 3k, nice and slow, and before I know it, you know, those minutes are coming off the amount of time it takes you to do a k, and by the time you've done 10k, you're in absolute agony. You just go, and that's a little bit like what this challenge was in the beginning, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And the first couple of rounds, well too fast, because literally by the third, my legs were in clip.
I cycled home from work. I was like, oh, Emma said to me, my partner, she's like, oh, I'll come and get you if you want. I was like, no, I'll cycle home. It's 25 miles. So I wasn't, in my head, I'd gone, the cycling's separate from the challenge.
Yeah.
It doesn't count.
I'm the same. In reality, I wouldn't have counted it neither.
In reality, I cycled 25 miles home, and then 2 hours later, did my first 4 miles. And when I got around my first 4 miles, I'd done it in like, I don't know, like sub 6 minute kilometers.
Yeah.
So I was running it like I was racing.
I did. It took me like 5 minutes, summit, for the first, few rounds per kilometer. And I got back and I was like, oh, that was tough. I've got 4 hours off now, like 3 hours off. So, I was just lying there thinking, my legs are starting to feel it after like the third one, and I thought, and suddenly then the minutes start adding up. You're going from 5 to nearly 10 minutes, per kilometer. So, yeah.
It just like it's the way that I think I'd describe it is like when you start off, you're like your ego's in control. So it's right, I'm gonna run at this pace, I'm gonna have this much time off, I'm gonna eat at this time, I'm gonna sleep at this time, but and you've got all these ideas, and then by round 3 or 4, all that's just gone. You're just like, I just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other.
Definitely. I was exactly the same. And, I started to get through that challenge, and towards the last 2 or 3, I found myself finding my feet again, but that's only because, I started listening to my own head about sort of, how tired I was feeling. And I'd had a bath as well. I tried to have a bath just to try and, relax some of the muscles. And I've got like this hypervolt thing, which I try and do a bit of percussion therapy, but especially before I start to warm up, because it was too painful to do a proper warm up. So I had this, my percussion gun. I thought, at least if you use that, at least I'm getting the blood, circulating.
I just got back, laid down. I'd get back, have some water, have a bit of fruit, have something to eat, so that there was something in there to help recover some fuel. And then I just lay down and just like literally lay there until it was time to get up again. And then I'd like hobble down the road for a couple of 100 meters, and then there's a hill. And as soon as I hit the hill, it was too painful to try and stop. What muscles are you? I think you're using like your quads.
To all the eccentric movement, and it's much harder running downhill on a normal day, let alone at round 10.
I couldn't walk down the hill because it was hurting my quads so much.
Yeah.
So I'd start doing like a little shuffle run, and then by the time I got to the bottom of the hill, I was in like a full run, and I was like, right, don't stop, just keep going.
Yeah.
Like an old car that you wind up.
I know, yeah. No, it was a good challenge though, and I found it really beneficial. And do you know what? Like I had 2 days off after that, and then I went for a run again, and I felt so good after that after that challenge. And I also feel great. I've trained every day since. I feel like nothing can stop me now.
Good.
Do you know what I mean? And there's just, and I was a bit like that. If you push me hard enough, I get to that point, anyway. But I'm doing stuff now where even if I'm starting to feel it and think, I'm not feeling it at all. Like, it's just my mind. You just keep going. And you get another, 10, 15, 20 reps out, no problem. So yeah, it's definitely one to do for anyone that's listening and actually wants to do it, which there's probably not many. It's definitely worth doing just for the experience.
But you don't have to do it as a running challenge. You could do it as an anything challenge.
Do it walking or do it biking or whatever.
So if you take the amount of time it takes to run 4 miles, which if you say 45 minutes, right, that's a realistic time when you're tired, when you're fresh and you're taking it steady, which we obviously don't know how to do because I just run really fast at the start. You do, but 45 minutes. So every 4 hours, spend 45 minutes doing something, cycling, lifting a weight, just something, squats, whatever it is, just do something.
It's like you do one running, do one cycling, do whatever. Yeah. It doesn't matter how you do it. I think that started to get to me like later on. The more I went through this challenge, I thought this isn't about, the running. This isn't about the fact you have to walk. It's about having to set your alarm for 3 hours time when you don't want to get up and get dressed and go outside and do something that you just don't want to do, that is the biggest benefit.
There was a moment for me. It was was it number 9, round 9. It was at 4 o'clock in the morning round, the second one on the second day.
Yeah, that's 9. Yeah,
and
or 10,
round 9. Yeah,
9 or 10.
I started. And yes, I think it's round 9, and I was like, so my alarm went off. No, it was 12 o'clock. It was 12 midnight, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, my alarm went off, and I like picked my phone up, and I looked at my phone, and I thought, why is my alarm going off? And then my brain went, oh, you were supposed to be doing that David Goggins challenge. And then I thought, oh, that was a really good idea. I'll start that probably tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
So I was kind of half awake, half in a dream state. And I turned my alarm off and threw my phone away and put my head back down. As I put my head back down, I thought, oh, I'm uncomfortable. So I moved, and then I felt the burning in my legs. And then I woke up. I was like, oh no, shit! I need to get up and run.
It is. Again, it is. Again, I used to do a lot of this stuff in the army. Since leaving, it's harder and harder, to put yourself through that, and that's been like a factory reset for me. I need to do more of that. Not every week, but every couple of months, something. Maybe 4 times a year, just something that makes me physically not want to do it, to where my brain has to say, no, it's got to be done. I think everyone, ultra running, or challenge running or something like that.
It's the key, man. You have to dig deep, man. Like, I really enjoy it. So this challenge for me at the end of it, when I finished it a couple of days later, because I'd been training anyway, I kind of just felt like, oh, what's next? And but when I'm reflecting on it now, I'm thinking, oh, that's good, because I've started another challenge. So I'm doing 100 pull-ups and 100 press-ups every day for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And the press-ups I'm finding the press-ups easy, but the pull-ups, man, they're killing me.
Same here. I've implemented a lot of push-ups into my training, partly because I've got a sore wrist and I need to get back used to taking weight. And also the pull-ups, because I've got a previously tore my shoulder, so I need to build up the rotator cuff strength. But man, like I'm doing the pulls on a TRX because I have no chin up bar here, so I'm doing like sort of TRX pull-ups, but from a sort of bridged position, like with arms extended, hanging underneath. But man, 10 of those I'm finding harder than 10 press-ups, and I'm doing like, up to the 100 mark or with the different exercises in between. But the press-ups I can do, the pulling up of the body weight, it's such a movement that's like not used in daily life. We've totally lost. And if I'm saying that, and I train quite a lot, 99% of the population probably, I'd be surprised if they can do one single dead hang pull up.
Oh mate, it's like you're using everything, using your core, your legs getting involved, everything's getting involved, man. It's such a good all-round exercise to do.
Yeah,